I can't explain it, but at least I have a chance to clear myself now. A friend of mine from Boston is flying to New York to fax me samples of Karen's handwriting. Detective Munson said I can go. Hang on a second. Yes?
I think I'm going to have to ask you to stay for a little while, Derek.
Why?
One of my men just found the key to Karen Barnes' motel room in the grass beside your driveway.
Well, Karen probably dropped it there when she came out to visit me at the cottage.
No, because your father drove her to the motel and he waited there till she let herself into her room. The key had to get to your place sometime after that. I need to find out how it got there. Can you tell me how?
Hopefully Karen's hotel room key will encourage the police to hold on to Derek a little longer.
Don't be too sure. You know, he told Munson in the letter we planned it wasn't in Karen's handwriting. I'm sure he can get a sample here to prove it. We better call Lily right now and get it all over with.
No. You don't seem to understand that this is beautifully orchestrated. Each step must be carried out sequentially. Now, there must be no improvisation, Jeffrey. Do you understand?
Yes. You know, I'd have that $5 million in the bank right now if Derek hadn't screwed it all up by falling in love with a little fool.
Yes, I know. But we mustn't become impatient now, must we? Tell me, is that lock rigged?
All set. When I gave Lily the antique key to this lock, Her Royal Highness had no idea that it was part of the mechanism that's going to blow her to kingdom come and make you and me wealthy for life. You and me, and even lovesick Derek once he comes back to his senses.
Please, be careful with that.
I just can't help thinking that somehow it's all gonna come out tomorrow.
Paul, we're the only people who know about it, so it can't. Trust me, everything will be over with tomorrow after the hearing.
I do trust you. I always have.
Good. It's gonna be fine.
I hope so. Thanks for the pep talk. Makes me feel a whole lot better when I talk to you about these things. Mom.
Brought to you today by Tide with bleach. It'll knock your socks off, and it'll get them whiter than any other detergent.
Hello, Paul.
What are you doing here?
I got a call from Jess. She has to fly to New York on family matters.
But what about the hearing tomorrow?
She is briefing Greg Hadley, and he will be handling it.
Great. We've been working with Jess all along on this. We were just working with her this morning.
Paul, honey, it's going to be just fine. Jessica's explained everything to us. She wouldn't have been able to go into the grand jury room with you anyway.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to get going, okay?
I think you'd better stay, Emily. I have something to say to both of you. I'm very concerned about this hearing. I went before a grand jury, and I was innocent, and I was indicted because, as you both know, I was trying to conceal certain facts to protect Paul.
Mom, what does this have to do with us?
I overheard the conversation that you had just now. Now, would you like to explain to me what you meant by you were afraid that it would all come out, and what the hell did Emily mean when she said that you were the only ones that knew, so it won't? Damn it, this is not a game. You could be indicted, Paul. You are 19 years old, and you will be tried as an adult. Now, if you are trying to conceal something that happened that night, you are putting your entire future in jeopardy.
Mom, I'm not. I'm not trying to...
All we were talking about is the fact that I was afraid that the details about my relationship with Brock would come out. Now, he's the one who sent Foley to protect me. And I don't want that to happen because it would put me in a bad light with Brock's wife during the divorce proceedings.
Yeah, and Emily told me that we were the only ones that knew all the facts so that we could keep it from coming out.
Paul, why would you be privy to the sordid details of Emily's affair?
There's nothing sordid about it, Mom. I worked with Emily all summer, so I knew all the facts about the relationship. That's all. I just didn't want to see her name correspond in that divorce.
Is that why James tried to kill you, Emily? Because he found out about Brock?
I don't know. Might have been part of it.
Honey, look, I know how protective you are of the people that you care about, but when you go into that courtroom tomorrow, you have to think about yourself first. If you heard your father accuse Emily of something having to do with Brock, well, then if you're asked about it, you have to tell the truth. Emily's reputation is her problem, not yours. If you lie, Paul, the jury will know that you're hiding something, and you will be the one to pay for it, not Emily.
What do you want, Tonio?
I'm here to see Craig.
Well, Craig's not here.
Oh, that's all right. If you don't mind, I'll just wait. So, rehearsing for the big day tomorrow. I've been subpoenaed to testify as well. My lawyer says that the state's attorney will call everyone who knew James Stenbeck. Should be quite a day. Good luck, Paul.
All right, Derek, I'll wait for your call. Bye-bye.
What's wrong?
Oh, something's happened. First time Derek called, he said that he could prove that he had nothing to do with Karen's disappearance and the police were going to release him. He wanted to leave for Europe tonight. But now it turns out he can't leave the police station after all.
Well, why do the police want to hold him?
He didn't want to get into it. He said he'd call me back. Oh, I don't understand any of this.
Lily, the thing I don't understand is why Derek wanted to take you to Europe without telling anybody.
I just thought he was being impulsive.
Well, what do you think now?
You know, I think I'm just going to give up on L.A. and being an actress and find myself a small farm.
No, you ought to think about that long and hard first.
What's happening, honey, with the Derek?
Are you still at the police station?
Oh, no, don't worry. I'm sure it's just routine. I'm sure they're going to find Karen, and then he'll be cleared.
I hope so. Oh, I don't want to worry you with all this.
What did Derek say to you?
He said he saw the letter that the police had found and that it wasn't Karen's handwriting. So he's going to have a friend fax some samples of her handwriting down to the police station, then he should be cleared.
Well, no, why would anyone deliberately want to implicate Derek?
He has no idea. I just wish I could be down there with him, but he doesn't want me there.
Oh, he's right. There's very little you can do down there.
Mom? Here? Oh. What?
Niles just called me, darling, and said, what's going on with Derek? I want you to come right back to the house. Ambrose is standing by, and he'll represent Derek.
Derek doesn't need a lawyer, all right? And I'm not going home. Derek told me to stay out here.
Why?
He just told me to, all right? I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about Derek, Karen's disappearance, and whatever's really happened to her.
Were there any fingerprints on the keys besides Karen's?
The only prints on the key belong to the officer who found it, so it doesn't shed any light on who brought it up to the cottage. It does, however, tell us that somebody took the time to wipe off all the prints before it was lost in the driveway.
I swear I've never seen that key before. I do not know how it got there.
You know, I really wish that you'd seen somebody when you took that drive after you quarreled with Lily about Karen. I really wish you'd done that. Munson. Send him in. Well, there's somebody here now who may be able to shed some light on this and clear you.
Derek, what have you done? Detective Munson, I just got your message at the hotel. Now tell me, what can I do to get my son out of this terrible mess?
Well, when I heard what happened in Montego, I thought about you.
Well, I hope that country gets free again. It's Bryant's heritage. Sorry. What it meant to Sierra. You know, it's too late for her.
Well, maybe now you can find out what really happened.
No, I haven't heard from the probate judge yet, but Jess seems pretty confident that we're going to get a presumption of death finding. And I really hope so. I think it's been very unfair to Ellie. It's waiting. I'd like to get things settled, make some plans.
Yeah, I guess she wants that, too. What's so funny?
You being my sister-in-law is pretty funny.
Yeah, I think so. I imagine holidays are going to be a little weird. But I'm glad you're part of the family.
Hey, Bob, hi, get a second? Sure. Excuse me, one.
Hi, Eva. Hi. Will you give Casey my love and tell him I hope he's home for the holidays?
Oh, I will. And he hopes he's going to be home for the holidays.
Have you heard anything from Casey's doctor yet?
Yeah, I'm afraid it's not very encouraging. In spite of all the therapy, there's been no improvement for the past 2 months, and the paralysis may be permanent. Craig, you know what a fighter Casey is. Doctor says he's very depressed right now.
All right, thanks. I better go warn Mom about it.
I'm not sure that you should. Casey has insisted that his doctors not confirm this with anybody, especially family.
Bob, Mom's gonna know as soon as she sees
He
it.
wants to tell your mother himself.
Craig, I heard you were on the premises. Bob?
Hi, Mom. Ellen. You two working on next year's AIDS ball already?
Oh, no, not quite. But we have just come from a meeting with Mr. Whitmore.
Yeah, we volunteered to help raise funds for the expansion program. Nancy, I'll give you a call as soon as I get the latest list of donors.
Good.
Okay?
Thank you, dear.
Bye-bye.
See you, Ellen.
I called Kim to congratulate her on handling patterns so unbiasedly. She seemed more upset than I thought she'd be.
Well, actually, I thought it was Kim's place to tell you this, but since I'm seeing you first, we've got a problem with Andy.
Yeah, okay. The operator's looking for you.
Oh, thank you.
Why don't we go down and have a call?
Yeah, I can just take it here.
Sure.
Okay.
Kirk.
Hi, just got here and I miss you already.
Well, I miss you too. How are the kids?
Well, I haven't seen them yet, but it's a gorgeous day here, so I'm going to take them for a nice drive along the coast. We're going to get some burgers, the whole deal.
Well, that sounds like fun. Are Lenore's parents there?
No, thank heavens. Apparently they're in Europe, but guess who is here? Jared.
Mama told me he was going to visit Lenore.
Yeah, well, it's got me a little worried.
Well, he promised not to tell Lenore that you were considering getting custody of the kids, and I'm sure he hasn't.
Well, you know, I've been thinking, after I spent some time with the kids, and if I have a chance to talk to Lenore alone, maybe I should just tell her about the whole thing and explain to her that I know I was wrong and that I have no intentions of ever taking those kids away from her, especially since she's been nice enough to let me back into their lives. What do you think about that?
That sounds like a good idea.
All right. Oh, hey. Wait, I hear something. I hear something. Yes, here they are. Hi. How you doing? You want to talk to Iva?
Yeah.
Good.
Dad, how's your leg?
Oh, not bad. I can still dance. I'll tell you about this spectacular accident that I had. Hold on. I'm going to put on Linda Ann first and then Stephen. Here they are.
Iva, I hope we can come to the farm soon.
So. Well, they look great. You know, I was thinking if you would maybe consider it, Thanksgiving might be a great time for them to come visit. I know you want them for Christmas, but I thought maybe Thanksgiving. What do you say?
I'll think about it and give you an answer later.
Okay. Jared, I understand you're flying back to Oakdale tonight. That's right. Well, I'm going back later. Maybe we could go on the same flight.
Kirk, you know I don't fly commercial. My jet's waiting in Portland. I'm leaving very soon.
Yeah, well, I'm going back a little later. I want to have dinner with the kids. Maybe if you felt as though you could wait around, we could work something out and go back together and we could get a chance to talk.
Sorry. Emma's waiting for me.
Dad, Iva wants to say goodbye.
Okay. Coming right up. Thanks. Hi.
Why don't you wait and go back with him later, Uncle Jared? If you just give him a chance, you'll see how he's changed. I know it would mean a lot to Iva. And it's obvious that they're going to work things out now.
Okay, I'll call you the minute I get back, all right? I love you. Bye. All right. Are you ready to go for a ride in the new super-duper convertible I rented? I got a driver who's going to take us anywhere we want to go. So let's head out.
What color is it?
Well, I got the expensive model. It's purple and yellow.
No.
You're right. I got the economy model. Orange and hot pink. Let's go.
Have fun, guys.
All right. I'll bring you back around 7. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
Bye, Mom.
Let's head on
My
out.
father now. You are not giving him a chance, and that's not like you, Uncle Jared.
Lenore, he has not changed a bit. I hate seeing you being taken in by him.
Now, what do you mean by that?
or you letting the children visit with him in Oakdale. He was very busy trying to get the children away from you for good.
Well, now that I think about it, I can't be certain that Karen used a key to get into her room.
But you did wait and see that she got into her room.
Yes, but don't you always when you take a lady home? I mean, I suppose it's possible the door was unlocked. But you know, Karen, she could have dropped that key in the driveway herself.
I doubted it was wiped clean of fingerprints.
Well, that's very curious.
Once Justine Simon faxes samples of Karen's handwriting here, I'll be cleared. It'll prove that the letter that she was supposedly writing is a forgery.
Why would anyone want to implicate you in this, Derek?
Well, that's the question that we're all trying to answer. Derek can't think of anybody who would want to set him up like this.
Well, all I can think of is Karen. Well, I know it's a long shot, but, you know, hell hath no fury.
Derek doesn't think that Karen's capable of a trick like this.
I'm sure she isn't.
Oh. What shall I do? Shall I get a lawyer for
I don't need a lawyer. I'll be cleared as soon as the handwriting samples show up.
Honey? Hi. Oh, sorry. Can I see you for a minute?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You know, this concerned father bit isn't going to work. I know you and Jeff cooked this up to have me held here.
Derek, if I wanted to implicate you in this mess, I'd have told Detective Munson that I did see Karen with her hotel room key.
You lie so well. You know, you probably would have pulled this off if I'd gone along. But it's not going to work, Dad. Lily's safe at the farm, and she's going to stay there until I'm released. And if you and Jeff so much as go near that place, Trisha's going to call me, and I'll tell the police everything.
Well, that would certainly be self-defeating, wouldn't it? And how long do you think Lily would stay married to you if she realized why you did, in fact, marry her? Look, do you know what you're worrying about? I mean, how many times do I have to tell you? It's all history. It's in the past. Now, come on, forget that.
I don't believe you. You're too hungry for the money.
It's true. I admit I have hated living hand to mouth since your mother divorced me. But this, how could I possibly proceed in this when I see how deeply in love you are with Lily? How could I? Oh, you'd never forgive me. You'd go to the police, we'd spend the rest of our lives in jail, and I know that's an accommodation that I would not like. No. I'd much sooner scrap all of that and go out and find my own wealthy heiress. In fact, you know, I really should be in Italy right now, making the closing steps on a not-too-bright Contessa.
Well, then go. And take Jeff Dolan with you.
Not to.
I'm going to call my friend Justine and make sure she's on a plane to New York.
Lily? I wish you would tell me what's going on so I could help you.
I don't know what's going on, Caleb, and I don't even like to think about it. You know, I hate having these doubts about my husband, these suspicions, but like you said, why would Derek want to take off in the middle of the night and go out of the country like that? I'm not telling anybody about it. I feel like I'm going crazy. I love him so much.
Lily, he's on his phone. It's for you.
Derek?
No, it's a man, though. I wouldn't give his name.
Hello.
Hello, Lily. I had to talk to you. Now, I didn't want to tell your grandmother who it was because I didn't want Trish asking unnecessary questions.
What is it?
Look, I'm at the police station trying to help Derek. He's in a bad way. He's behaving irrationally, and he's making threats.
About what?
Tell me, why is he angry with Jeff Dolan?
I hate to even say this, but Derek always thought that Jeff was interested in me. He was always a little jealous, but it's been getting worse.
Well, I'm afraid it's out of hand. You know, he's accused Officer Dolan of setting up Karen's disappearance.
That's crazy.
Now, Lily, I don't want to alarm you, but he said he'd even the score with Dolan if it was the last thing he did. When you see him or when you talk to him, for God's sakes, reason with him.
I'm afraid he's going to go off to Dolan and,
We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now, part 2 of As the World Turns.
Barbara, you have got to get a handle on this. We have got to be strong for Paul. He is nervous enough about tomorrow.
This is such a bad and awful time for Jess to be away. It's like an omen.
Barbara, there is nothing that Jess could do for Paul, even if she was here. She certainly can't go into the grand jury with him.
Well, I am. I was subpoenaed today along with Lisa.
Well, I can understand Hastings calling you, but Lisa?
Antonio, too. I was in Craig's office when Antonio told me, and he had this smile across his face when he said that he'd been subpoenaed. I know he still hates me, and I know that he would do anything to hurt Paul because he is my son.
Listen, Antonio has problems of his own right now. I know that Hastings thinks that he was in contact with James for weeks before the shooting. I know he's going to try to trip him up during questioning.
Well, that won't happen. Antonio's too clever a liar. But Paul is frightened, and I could tell that this news about Jess really threw him.
Barbara, I really think that you're underestimating him. He is very strong. He'll have lots of support tomorrow. All he has to do is tell the truth.
Where's Mac?
He should be back soon. He and Margot and Hastings are meeting with the commissioner.
Why is Margot with them?
Hon, she is the officer who took the call. She is the officer who arrived on the scene first with Mac. Naturally, she is going to be called to testify.
Well, it's going to be quite a procession, isn't it? First me, then Margot, Tonio, and Lisa. I just wish that Emily weren't involved with this.
Hey, don't forget, Emily is the only ally that Paul has tomorrow. She's the only witness to the shooting. Now, all they have to do is tell the truth and leave nothing out of the story, and everything is going to be just fine, so please relax, okay?
I'm afraid it's all going to come out, Emily.
We're the only ones who know, so we can't. Trust me, Paul. Antonio, looks as though Craig's been delayed. Would you like to leave a message?
No, that's all right. I don't mind waiting. Oh, unless, of course, my presence is making you uncomfortable.
Why should it?
I don't know. I guess the two of you are pretty nervous about tomorrow.
No, we're not. We just want it to be over with.
Well, I don't doubt that.
Paul, you can get going if you want, all right? I'll talk to you later.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Get some sleep, all right? You got a big day tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Call me.
I will.
I am very protective of him. Your closeness is touching and rather curious.
Well, something you could never understand, Antonio.
Oh, I wouldn't even try to figure that one out. I've been waiting to speak with you.
Really, Antonio? Why? Oh, I know. Maybe you want to make things up with Paul. Is that what you want to tell me? How about maybe you suggest I invite him over for dinner, like you did the day James was killed? I haven't forgotten that conversation, Antonio. You see, I have a feeling that maybe you dropped by and made that request because James told you to make sure that Paul was at my house that night. Of course, when you found out that I had Paul coming over for dinner anyway, you just sort of dropped it, right?
Emily, that's nonsense.
Really? Why haven't you brought that up ever since then?
For your information, I spoke with Paul just the other day, but I think he's got quite enough to deal with right now, don't you? But I warn you, if you start telling your fantasies to the authorities...
What? What are you gonna do? I have no reason to go to the police with this. I really don't. However, if you continue to threaten me about your contract with Brock, I guess I'll just have to do something, won't I? So if that's what you came here to talk to me about...
Will you come by? Hi.
Hi.
Hello, sweetheart.
Hi, Grandma.
Do you have time to have some coffee with me? There's something I need to discuss with you. I've been subpoenaed to testify.
Craig, would you mind if I went down to the coffee shop?
No, it's fine. I just need to talk to you a little bit later about the McCullough deal since you're not going to be in tomorrow.
No, I'll be in tomorrow
Your
before
partner, I will cover for you tomorrow. Don't come in, okay?
Thank you. What a wonderful friend he is.
Thanks, Craig.
Sure, see you. Well, Tonio, I imagine that you're here for a check to the Montagan Freedom Fund.
Yes, time is of the essence now that the resistance is on the move.
I'm making out the check for $40,000. And I'm giving it Sierra's memory.
Excellent. Let's just hope that once Montega's finally liberated, we will find her alive.
Yeah, well, we both know that's not going to happen because we both know that she's dead. But I tell you what will happen. If the junta is replaced and overthrown, I'm going to fund an investigation, find out exactly how and why she died, exactly how you got her wedding ring. And if I find out that you've been fabricating rumors to try to bilk Lucinda and me for funding for a phony search, you're just going to be too dead to go back to Montega and play the big hero.
Kim had told me that Andy was involved with Julie Wendell, but I certainly didn't expect him to move in with her.
Neither did we.
Bob, I just don't believe any of this. I know a lot of young people move in together and they treat these relationships very lightly, but none of it sounds like Andy.
Mom, I don't know. I see some changes in Andy since he's been serious with Julie. I guess some of them are for the better. It's Julie's history that Kim is worried about.
Hi, Bob.
Oh,
Hi, Lila.
Hi.
Oh, dear. You and Kate are going back to Massachusetts to see Casey?
Yes. Can you believe it? I just talked with Casey, and he tried to talk me out of going.
Why?
Well, he says he's going to be well enough to come home for the holiday, so why spend the money? But there's no use in arguing with him. I am going, and I'm going to surprise him.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Paul.
I'll be thinking about you tomorrow, dear.
Thanks.
That goes for all of us.
Thanks, Bob. I'm looking for Andy. Have any of you guys seen him?
No, why don't you call over at Julie Wendell's?
Well, I'm going to be heading by his apartment. I'll just stop by there.
Just call Julie's. Andy's living there now.
Pussycat, I wish that I could do something.
There's nothing you can do.
I know that you don't want me to do anything for Derek. Well, I could be the one to point out some unpleasant facts for you.
Meaning what?
Clearly, dear, Derek has been having an affair of whatever duration, whenever, with this woman. Now, possibly you and Jeff,
I don't want to hear you tearing him apart like this when he's going through all this stuff right now.
I don't mean to, and I don't want to tear him apart, but it's just staring you right in the face, and this could be extremely serious, and I want you to promise me that you will not go away to Europe with him until we find out from the police exactly what happened to Karen Barnes.
Whatever happened to Karen Barnes, I'm sure my husband had nothing to do with it.
Oh, darling, you showed such maturity and such strength with Holden.
That was completely different. I don't love Holden anymore. I love my husband so much.
Lily? So tell me what happened. What's going on?
I was here. I guess I'll go back to town.
I'll call you and let you know what's happening.
I hope it's good news. I'm worried. I think I'm going to get in touch with your father. See what's happening at the police station. I would like him to come out and talk to her.
I don't think that's a good idea. Derek does not want Daddy out here. In fact, he asked me to call him at the police station if he even showed up.
Really? Derek is letting his problems with his father affect his reason. I just hope that he hasn't been lying too horribly to Lily. Because if he has, he's going to find himself a very sorry young man when I'm through with him.
Just why doesn't Derek want his own father to...
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And I'm afraid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kale. I think I need to be alone and think about this for a while.
Still no answer at your apartment in New York or at Karen's parents.
Maybe they've gone away.
Beats me, but at least I'm glad that you talked to your friend's roommate, as long as your friend is on her way from Boston to New York.
She should be there by 7, and we should have the faxes a few minutes after that. Have you heard from the motel recently?
Got a call from the manager a few minutes ago. No sign of Karen. You know, from what you told me about her, I think it's a little bit strange that you never once expressed any real concern for her.
I'm not concerned because I know she's all right. It's all a setup. It's Lily I'm worried about.
Why would you be worried about Lily?
Because I'm her husband and God knows what she thinks of me.
You all set?
Double check the timing device. Everything's working perfectly.
Now, there's no chance of the police finding it and putting the facts together.
There will be nothing left to find. And I'll be part of the investigation, just in case.
I'm so glad we met in Chicago, Jeff.
Well, it was my lucky day, too. You know, my only worry is that Karen could call from Italy at any time and blow this whole thing.
I think it's unlikely. My agent in Florence met Karen's flight. He's been with her every moment since. Right now it's close to midnight there. She's in a hotel and sound asleep. Tomorrow she'll meet with an accident. I mean, if she did decide to call Derek tonight, she'd call him here, wouldn't she? I mean, she'd hardly think to call him at the police station.
You really think Derek's going to stay in line after all this is over?
I think I know my son. I mean, of course he'll grieve for Lily somewhat. But he'll certainly not go to the police. What, incriminate himself as well as us? My son's lifestyle has not prepared him for a lengthy prison term.
Well, I hope you're right. I sure want to enjoy spending that $5 million.
So do I, Jeffrey. So do I. I think it's time you best get back to the police station, eh? Keep an eye on things there. Now, you must make that call the moment Derek is released. Lily's primed, set up, ready to go.
Don't touch the lock. We'll leave through the kitchen door. That lock's all wired to the timing device waiting for Lily. Let's go.
I'm very worried about Lily, Ambrose. I mean, she's just a kid, and she's determined to stand by her husband, believe in him, though at best he's a philanderer. Well, what they're planning to do is skipping off to Europe as soon as he's released by the police. Once he gets her away, then he can manipulate her till the cows come home. Over my dead body. She does have a mother, after all. You know what I could do? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going down to the cottage. I will sit on her luggage until he explains things to me. Thank you, darling. Matthew! Get Fenwick. I'm going down to Miss Lily's cottage.
Hi.
Hi.
Surprised to see you here. Everything okay, I hope?
Yeah, I just have an appointment with Dr. Samuels, so I was tempted to cancel it because of everything else going on.
Yeah, pretty tense times, huh?
Yes. Yes, I'm very afraid for Paul. He has to go before the grand jury tomorrow and relive killing his own father. Just about everyone who knew James is going to be there.
Yeah, I know. Kim has been subpoenaed to testify, too. Look, I think you have to look upon this as the end of a very unhappy chapter in your life and in Paul's.
And I hope it will be.
I'm headed home. If you feel like talking later, give me a call. Come over.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Oh, hi, Emily.
Hi, Bob.
Good luck tomorrow.
Oh, thank you very much. Have you seen my mom anywhere?
No, I haven't. I don't know that she's still here. Check the lab.
Okay, I will. Bye.
I'm glad you're here, Emily. Because I couldn't say half of what I wanted to say to you in front of Paul.
Really,
earlier.
Barbara? I think you said quite a bit.
You are so incredibly selfish. Putting your own interests ahead of Paul's even now. Now, I happen to know that you swore him to secrecy about Brock Lombard, but I don't give a damn about your worthless reputation. I'm sure you realize that I'm going to testify tomorrow, and I just hope they ask me what I know about you, because I will tell the grand jury that now you're sleeping with Brock Lombard, and I'm sure that that's what drove James to try to strangle you and forced an innocent boy to save your life by killing his own father.
Oh, Barbara. I guess you forgot that Hal still doesn't know how long you knew about Adam.
It was Kirk's plan to get custody of the children that made Iva run off while the children were staying at the farm. I mean, he'd even contacted a lawyer without telling her. He may fool other people, Lenore, but not me. I'm just not going to stand by and let him hurt you again.
That was a lot of fun, Daddy. I wish we could go every day.
Yeah, well, if we went every day, though, it wouldn't be as fun now, would it? Whoa, here we go.
Mom, Daddy took us to a carnival and we went on a roller coaster.
I'm sorry I kept them out so late. I just couldn't resist.
We had cotton candy and candy apples.
Oh, well, I'm glad you had such a good time. Now, you guys go upstairs and get ready for bed, huh?
Can we come down and say goodnight to Daddy?
If you hurry.
Let's go.
Now, take it easy on the stairs with all that stuff, okay? Here. I'll still be here when you get back.
No, you won't, Kirk.
Well, no, I'm sorry you're so worried. I just
heard about your plans to take him away from me.
Oh, wait a minute, Lorna. Come on.
I trusted you. I thought you changed. I trusted you with my children, and this is how you repaid me.
Nora, look, I know I was wrong and I was selfish. I just got carried away with the excitement of having those kids. I was going to explain the whole thing to you tonight.
I don't want to hear any more lies. I was a fool to trust you again. You'll never change. I just hope Iva realizes what you are before you hurt her the way you hurt me.
Iva knows about this.
Just go before my children come
Nora,
back.
can we talk about this, please?
You get out of here. If you don't want me to continue this in front of them.
Well, I know how painful it is to doubt someone you love.
I'm trying so hard to believe in Derek, but he's done and said so many things lately that don't make any sense unless... Hello.
Lily, it's me. Wonderful news. Detective Munson just heard from Karen's parents, and she's on a plane on her way to Florence, so I'm free.
Derek, that's wonderful. What's Karen doing in Italy?
I don't know, and I don't care. I'll be out for you in just a few minutes. We've got a plane of our own to catch.
So it's crucial that we channel more funds to the resistance right now, Lucinda, before the junta has a chance to reorganize, make new allies.
Tonio, this visit is really ill-timed. I was just on my way out to do something very important.
And what could be more important than the freedom of Montega? It could mean that our hopes would be realized and we would find Sierra alive. And it would mean that Craig would never marry Ellie Snyder. Since I did you a favor and spoke to that judge and got her to delay giving Craig finding of presumption of death...
Well. So I'll be there just as soon as I can. Without breaking the speed limit, of course. It's nice to be on the right side of the law. I love you. I'll be right there. Bye.
Well, I'm glad to see it all cleared up there, Dick.
Save it, Dolan. I know you tried to set me up. And gee, it didn't work.
Gee, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, let this be a warning, then. If you ever come near Lily, now or when we come back from Europe, I swear I'll kill you.
Wouldn't go around making threats like that. You could find yourself back here in a lot worse trouble.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
I'm almost tempted not to give you the good news from New York, but the facts just came through, and it proves that letter is a very bad forgery.
That's great. Thanks. I'll send you a postcard.
Give my best to Lily.
Will.
Ah, there goes a guy with an ugly temper.
Yeah, but he's been through a lot. Now we got to find out who set him up and why.
Mr. Mason, the plan's in motion. Thank you, Jeffrey.
I still don't understand why Karen would run off to Italy, leave things in her motel room, not even check out.
I don't know, and neither does Derek. Maybe she was trying to get him in trouble. I don't know. Trish, thank you so much for all you've done.
I just want you and Derek to get away from here and have a wonderful honeymoon.
We intend to. Dale, thank you for being there in spite of everything.
I always will be. It's good to see you happy again.
Happy. I'm relieved. I'm so relieved. I feel great.
Caleb, it's been a long day. You think you could drive me back to the Lakeview now?
My pleasure.
Oh, Trish, remember you have some things at the cottage.
Oh, that's right. But I still have the key you gave me, so I'll go by and pick it up.
Hey, if I don't see you before you leave,
Have a good trip.
See you later. Bye-bye. Oh, my little sweetheart. I've never seen you look so happy.
I am. I believe in love and magic, loving someone and living happily ever after.
I do, too. Well, now, I hate to bring this conversation down to earth, but I've got to go upstairs and change. Your grandfather Jarrett's taking me out to dinner. I'll be right there.
Well. Oh, boy, am I relieved that Derek's cleared. I know what you must have been going through.
I'll never doubt him again.
Will you be okay if I go up and change?
Yes. I'm gonna wait on the porch. Wait for my loving husband to come and get me and just tell him how much I love him.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
Now, don't you leave for Europe until I get back.
I won't.
All right, I'm gonna hurry.
Hello?
Lily.
Who is this?
Jeff. Lily. Derek.
Jeff, what's wrong?
Derek just tried to kill me.
Stay tuned for Guiding Light. Next on most of these CBS stations. Shoes by Phyllis Poland. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.
This is CBS.